Oh, I fixed my lag. Holy, that's so much better. It turns out that when you have like 200 browser tabs open, your game is laggy. Wow. Well then, all right. We're learning. The good news is that our game is not as laggy anymore. The bad news is that I had to close my 200 browser tabs. F in chat for the browser tabs. Yeah, I guess we're doing these. Oh, that's so much better. Let's go. I'm not lagging. Wow, the game actually feels smooth now. What the hell? Amazing. I'm secret tech. No, but actually though, that's crazy. I went from like 30 FPS to like 60. I even have more ward too? What's going on? No, but actually, I feel like I have more ward when I'm not lagging. This could be a bug. Like if your frame rate is low, you don't get like... It should be based on server ticks though. But I don't know, that would be strange. See if we lag in the Omen. Damn, we're actually smooth. What is this? No lag. I'm shook. Hey, what up, Felipe? How's it going? We are back. I fixed my lag. The game is just suddenly buttery smooth. It's crazy how much of a difference that made. Imagine if I would have done this before fighting Uber. Yo, what up, Ghost? How's it going? We are back. We are goading. Trying to, anyway. We're back. Back to our classic. The bread and butter. The LB. Yeah, I mean... It's kind of my own fault. Really. I didn't realize how much of a difference having a million browser tabs open had on the game performance. Like, it was actually noticeable. I should know better. Yeah, it's a huge difference. I didn't think memory was my problem, though, but I guess. Guess it was? Still no. No, I dropped the 2 LP chest. Still no 1 LP. What is this game? Yeah, I dropped the 2 LP before getting a 1 LP, though. It has shit rolls, so I need to fix it before I can actually use it. Or I guess I can fix it after. I do want a pretty good body to slam into that, though. It's some, like, backup affix, at least. Probably still gonna corrupt it. There's some really good chest corruptions. I feel like you have to corrupt chests. Yo, why is this dude so tanky? One beefcake. Yeah, I know. I know. Just re-roll them. That's the plan. I'm sure we'll have plenty to re-roll. I'm not worried about that. The one nice thing about corruptions is it is going to make it easier to roll 2LP on stable cores. This last season was a nightmare. Last season I also had 2T7s, though. This season that's not going to happen. Where's the beast? He's hiding. There it is. It's funny how some annoying enemies for melee characters are just completely trivial for ranged characters. Like these shouting dinosaurs. I can just completely ignore them on Lightning Blast. On Fire Aura, they were a pain until I became Giga Tanky. Yeah, it's nice they don't matter anymore. I think this already does feel close to as good as my Fire Aura. I know the Fire Aura is a lot tankier, but yeah, it does feel good. Y'all mage enjoyers know what I'm talking about. When you play any other mage build and then play Lightning Blast. You know what I mean. You can play multiple in one sitting? I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. They are different enough. The balance is a little bit whack right now. There's some builds that just kind of shit on everything else. But yeah, at least we do have variety. If you are playing COF though, it is hard to switch between builds. Because either you're collecting every unique and then your stash is full, or you're not collecting everything and then you have to farm from scratch when you switch character. Rare rune, nice. Noise. You played, yeah, same. I played both. I mean, obviously, I'm not playing MG on hardcore, but I did play MG on softcore. It was a pretty good experience overall. Not usually my thing, but yeah, MG was pretty good this season. The one nice thing about MG is you actually get to use Omen idols. That's the big advantage right now. Having access to this season's. Still no good. Huge.
It's like
Yep. I think MG was strong this season. It's a good season to play MG. I'm just gonna grab these. Like that Blackwell build I threw together? That took me like a couple hours maybe of just slamming items. In COF it would have taken me forever to put that build. But I had an uber one-shotting mage in like literally a couple hours. It wouldn't have even been much quicker to do it in offline. Other than leveling the character. Just getting some like really nice 3 LPs and stuff. 3 LP primordials or whatever on MG. Feels good. I might full clear. Yeah, what's feet, I guess. Feet of the mountain. Is it foots of the mountain? It's like a name. Or maybe foot of the mountains. Feet of the mountain. I don't know.
the two charges of mental distraction like almost break the field. Like slow down.
Where's all our foots?
Also burning all my CC on the I used to. Isn't the cooldown too long?
Up there. Only one foot's. Hey, more foots. Huge 2 LP foots. Okay. Actually, not sure if I'm gonna go for foot. I don't know if foot is gonna be our end game option. I do kind of like the mobility.
Okay, we could build up as
I'm making it rain feet. I'm making one of those feet stream. Next. Should be able to get a good 2 LP again. Too bad we don't have our other one. And some of these are trash. What? Aspie. What? That's not correct. Uh, Probably both. Yo, give me the Havocs. Hell yeah. That's what we need. voices are so annoying. Where's our mage echo? We need our speed juicing. Got mages to farm. This will feel pretty spicy once we get our haste online. Get a little bit more int, a little bit more health. Hey, let's go Mage Echo. Huge. Probably should take the crit. 60% crit. We have what, like 11 base would be. Probably not quite enough. Probably buy more rings. I don't know if we're gonna need to. We can just roll. Roll slightly better. Hey, let's go. Is it working? Okay. Where's the fire? Where's the fire damage coming from? Or are you doing Dragon Song? Alright, let me check it. Hey, Railroad. Hydra. Alright. That's different. Yeah, I'm probably not the best to talk to on the rogue builds. I wouldn't be able to just eyeball it. But I can take a look. I think this is more important than multi, actually, at this point. 137. How much does this add? I mean, nothing. How does that have nothing? I crit cap? Oh, I think I'm crit capped, actually, because of the crit and LB. Let's see, Hydra Arc. After evading, you repeat your most... Eh. You repeat it at up to... How does this help with single target, though? If you're just fighting Uber or whatever, you only get one attack, right? Or I guess it doesn't say different nearby enemies, it just says... Or does it? It does specify the amount of nearby enemies, not the amount of times you're repeating. Hmm. I don't know. Fire Tornado makes sense. You get the free Shred. Okay. I would say 4 LP on LP level 72 is a little bit generous. LP level 80 with 4 LP. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's aggressive. Yeah, this kind of makes sense to me, but the damage seems like it has to be from the Heartseeker itself, because you don't have any of the other triggers. At least I'm not seeing it. I feel like Dragon Song probably does more damage. Yeah, LP4 Core of the Mountain is 1 in 100 million as a rare drop. That doesn't exist, basically. But yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about Rogue to say, but I feel like this probably struggles with single target. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm gonna try and get a bit of mage farm going. We'll do Enrage. Enrage 3, Enrage 2. Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't think that the effect of that primordial works on single target. It specifies the amount of enemies, not the amount of repeats. That makes me think it doesn't apply. In which case, your only source of single target is pretty much the Heartseeker itself, and like one of them. It is possible I'm missing something though. I don't play the rogue. Dragon Song forces. Yeah, but Dragon Song is actually has pretty good single target. Whereas this, I don't know. This, I think, already has good multi-target. I'm more questioning the single target. It is a primordial too. It's taking up your primordial slot. %. Yeah, we'll do that one. Prefixes, suffixes, prefix, suffix. It's not terrible. 4/4 with a 2. This one's not bad. Dragon Song has like, I think it was 900% effectiveness or something, really high amount of damage. Even though you don't have the skill tree, you proc it so many times and it does so much damage. But I feel like it just works. I don't know if it fits perfectly with Heartseeker. I think it does. So they do still count as the individual hits themselves. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Song is like known to be good. Yeah. Rain lets you play ranged, but I feel like Heartseeker itself is probably already killing trash from ranged fine. It seems like you just need that little bit of help for your single target damage, which I don't think Reign of Winter solves. I think you'll still be hurting for single target. Again, though, I don't know. I play mage, so grain of salt and all that, you know. Rage. Yeah, something like that. Wish Mage got cool, like, spell proc weapons and stuff that were actually decent. Wait, we don't have enough of that. I guess we have Enigma. Classic. It kind of counts. Alright, we got double enrage. Cool. Fire aura on crit. See if I have any that are actually usable. I'm assuming I wouldn't have even looted it. Yeah, this is kind of yikes. This feels bad. I don't even have a good idol. Man, these rolls are criminal. Let's see how the I'm actually curious what this does.
Yeah, but it's also hard to play when someone's actively making every boss a scene.
Alright. What's the XP on this? 377. Just don't die. This doesn't even feel like good XP. This is okay. It's a bit of XP.
So if I don't care, do I pick 3? Or do I pick all? Maybe you should add this. Well, the problem is also everybody have this spell.
Actually, not terrible XP. It is potentially rippy. Am I doing champ nodes? Yes. I have all the nodes. All the mage nodes, all the champ nodes. Hey, LP. What is the corruption? It's like 300 and something. 306. We just pretty much pushed right away for 300 and then we're chilling. I don't really need to go higher right now. Yeah, 300s is fine. That's all you really need at this point. Good enough start. The biggest issue right now is defense. Our damage is okay. We build up pretty good ward, but we need to just make sure we sustain our ward, keep it up. We don't rip ourselves. Ooh. Almost walked face first into that. Unstable flow would make mana sustain feel so much more comfortable. I don't know when they made the corruption font a lot smaller. feel like that was the season. I used to be able to read corruption without squinting. Just give it this like tiny text. Yeah, we're getting a bit of XP here. We're doing alright. It's a little sketchy that I could potentially die. It is possible. Without champs, it's less risky? Hmm. I don't know if champs are the issue. I guess I could see it. The mages are the things that do the big damage. I think mages hit a lot harder than the champs generally. Well, there's a few champs that are a little scary. The DOT one. My damage is pretty high, so I kill the champs pretty much instantly. Just more about if the mages can get damage off before they die. Yeah, the mages do run away, but that is the advantage of being a ranged build, is I'm still targeting them. Yeah, the LB is pretty smooth. I need to stop using Frostwall so much. It's draining my mana. Hey, LP Bastion, alright. That is an item. I do have to pay really close attention to my ward amounts, though. Our stable ward is very low. $119. Yeah, we climbed from like 100 to 120 pretty quick. We're actually getting pretty solid XP here. Yeah, we're like plus 20 mil. Not a whole lot of time. It's extremely boring, though. Mage farm, most boring farm. What's boring? Mage farm. It's just so repetitive. You're not like actually completing any echo, just reset over and over. Really boring. But I just want to get some levels in. Just get that part done. For ladles, I kind of think it's actually pretty bad. I dropped no ladles on reruns. I think you're actually better off just doing like cemetery with mage nodes. Or something, I don't know. Right? No, they're net positive on Amber. The cemeteries, they're very net positive. You don't even need to pull there. Yeah, it's a very steep penalty. One to two ladles every few runs? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's maybe one every 3 or 4 runs or something like that. Something like that, yeah. We're something like 300,000 favor an hour with this, if I was to guess. I think I'm a little bit faster than my Fire Aura character. It's a good thing I've been picking up ladles on my other character, though. Or we'd be doing this all from scratch. There we go, 96. There. Yo, Rip, what up? How's it going? We are back. We're back in business. Rolling the LB. the proper mage build. Yeah, this is a new hardcore run. For now. It is in not a single red ring? What are you farming to get red rings? The only real way to get red rings is just spamming prophecies. Like hundreds of thousands of favor. Other than that, they just don't drop. Yeah, it's usually about 200k. Yep, it's, well, something like that, yeah. Is 300 enough? Yeah, 300 is fine. I farmed all my red rings at 300 on my last character. 300 is totally fine. Actually doesn't really make much difference beyond a certain point anyway. Yeah, if you're giga slow, but if you're that slow, no mana corruption would help. Speed is more important than corruption, though. I think 300 is kind of mandatory for COF, though. Like, at minimum, you need 300. Because that's where the XP scaling starts to fall off. For that, you get full scaling. It's 1 to 16, yes, but you also get Nemesis. Wait. Wait. 1 to 6. Hold on. Pretty sure it's 1 to 8. Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, it's 1 in 16, but 1 in 8 for COF. Plus you get Nemesis. So it's like... yeah, I think... Nemesis is not exactly double. I think it works out to like 1 in 6, roughly. Because like 2 50-50, or not 50, you know what I mean? It's not a 50-50. Two things that both cut your chance in half, it's like you end up with about a third of the base chance, roughly. Like from 1 in 16 to like 1 in 6-ish, 1 in 5. Something like that. Math, you know. Maybe the Tunk Labs calculator will do that math for you. I don't remember. it's not times 8. Times 8 would be assuming Nemesis didn't exist. I think it's like times 6-ish. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm too tired to math right now. You get the idea. Something like that. How much XP have we done? About 40 mil since we started? Did I get Uber? No. No, that was first attempt. We got blasted by the hitbox. I did so many attempts successfully offline, and then we just try it. And we instantly rip. It's kind of sad. It's whatever. You can't really practice for the real thing. It's always going to be different. Even just having like 80 ping instead of 0. When you're used to practicing a certain way, every little difference kind of throws you off from the real deal. So it's such a like precise fight. So you're like exact positioning and stuff. Otherwise, you know, it's the difference between being in the hitbox versus not. Makes all the difference. Each one of these is like 3-4 mil, I think. Ish. Wait, 3-4 mil? That doesn't seem right. Hold on. 144,788. Let's see. How much are we actually getting? Can't be that much. How much favor? It's how much favor would be divided by 750 times 1.6. Whatever that works out to be. I'll tell you in a minute. $125-ish. 125. Native 1.6. Yeah. I could probably go faster. I don't think I need to, though. Yeah, it's fine. We're not racing here. Okay, how much XP was that? 148.5. Yeah, so a little bit under 4 mil. Depending on the amount of champs. Yeah, okay. Wait, hold on. That means that it takes less than 100 mage echoes to hit level 100. Is this still the best favor farm? Probably. Well, I think it would depend on your build, but probably. This definitely is one of the better options. Get some runes out of it too. Is it difficult to have an off-meta build? I honestly wouldn't call it a meme build anymore. I don't think it's a meme build. I think it's an actual real build. But yeah, it is difficult to like make a build and have it be uber viable in hardcore. That's not an easy task. I mean, even people playing meta builds, 11 people have killed Uber with any build. Like S tier builds, any tier, like any class, right? The fact that we almost got there with a like a D tier class and a not even a top tier build, I think is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, not many people. I think we should have got it. We just had a little bit more patience. A little bit better ping. I think 80 ping is a little sketchy. A little bit better control of our nerves and stuff. Where's the Uber list? It was the run I needed at the time. Nah, I I was pretty burnt out, to be honest. I kind of forced it just because I was like, I felt like I was grinding for a really long time and it was hard for me to progress my character. I needed a break and it gave me that. So, but yeah, I think it was good. I was too absorbed. I was too deep in the rabbit hole, you know? The orbiting is Giga? Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go. I do like the sort of auto bomber volcanic orb setup. Kind of has that like that taste of the auto bomber. Ooh, take a bit of damage. Uh, ooh, spooky. Yeah, everybody who's killed Weaver pretty much is Blade Dancer. 6 out of 11 were Blade Dancer. Just one-shotting Uber. It's kind of not really a surprise. Yeah, yeah, it's busted. Yeah, my B-hole took like everything you could possibly put into it to like the one-shot Uber, and then BD just comes along and Yeah. Yeah, this is good XP. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Possible skill issue. Maybe. These things are always really finicky, though. Yeah, that sounds about right. Try to one-shot, log out. I mean, if you fail, worst case scenario, you just gotta level another character to level 48 again. Doesn't sound that bad. It's not the end of the world. Or TP, yeah. TP's probably safer. TP is like one action versus logout is two, and I don't actually trust logout to be reliable. Port takes a while. Port should be instant. Should be. You don't know if logout's supposed to work? Yeah, I actually don't know. Maybe it's not. It's fair. It might not be intended for use. Yeah. I know. That's honestly probably how it should be. The issue is like you have disconnects and stuff. And if they treat disconnects differently, then you can force a disconnect with like a network toggle. People will always figure out a way to cheat if it's possible. Like logout and all that. You've ripped the 5-second? You must have had like a DOT on you or something. Yeah, it has happened to me, but I don't know. Lightning Blast spell crit. Alright. That's interesting. A level 97. What was that, like 20 minutes or something? 96 to 97. Nah, if I'm gonna grind to 99, I'm gonna grind to 100. I'm not gonna stop at 99. That's unhinged behavior. XP is favorite. Yeah, I mean it is, but I'm not gonna just like I'm not just gonna level to 99 and then stop. Although I might have to. I will overcap on favor if I just keep going all the way. I'll be over 1,000,000. Not ideal. I don't know if I'm gonna use Red Ring for this build. I could. It's probably the correct play. It's probably the correct play. I don't know. You do really want a good reforged ring. I don't know. If you get a crazy good reforged, Red Ring is a bit better. No, Chitin Ring is not what you use. You use Fairborn. You don't get +1. You already get +1 from the amulet. Chitin does not activate Primordial. That's why you would use Fairborn. You could maybe build around not using Weaver Amulet. And then use Chitin Ring. No, not Omnis. Weaver Ring gives you extra free levels, and it gives you free crit cap. Which means that you don't need crit on... you don't need Blood Gloves. Which allows you to use Eternal Gauntlets. Which means that you can get another set completion with Eternal Gauntlets. It all kind of like circles back to the same thing in the end. Using Weaver means that you can use Eternal, which means that you can use an extra set, which means that you get the armor dot on Eternal. And you don't need the Weaver ring. Yeah, weaker, exactly, yeah. Chitin is really good, but if I use Chitin, there's no point in using the Weaver Amulet. You don't technically need the Weaver Amulet. At 360 attributes, you get +3, which is basically like probably never gonna happen. on Omnis, or yeah, we could get +3. 360 is possible. You want a lot of levels on LB though. Levels go a long way. You could, yeah, you could get 1+1, but that's not happening. That is not happening. I'm not farming T7 Omnis +1. Not about that life. Plus, even if I did, I still don't get to use Red Ring. If I run Omnis, I have to use Weaver Glove, or Weaver Ring. Means no no Red Ring. I can't not use Weaver set. Well, yeah, I just think it's too high value. Red Ring Titan Amulet is probably correct. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, when I did all the math before the season started, that's what I landed on. And it seemed to make sense. Crafting set is a pain. But if I use the set amulet directly, I don't need to worry about crafting set amulet. If I use Red Ring, I don't need to worry about Ferrobor. One thing that is annoying is the Eternal Gauntlet, though. It's a pain in the ass. It's probably easier than making a good ring, though. Ring is slightly less picky on base type. Yeah, imprints were huge for Legend. It's true. It did make it much easier. Even if you did get rings from Nemesis, it's so hard to craft the Reforge from a Nemesis ring. Most of the time you get a seal, which kind of makes it impossible to craft a Reforged if it already has a seal. Where's the tome? There we go. Alright, I think I have one more of these and then I'm going to bed. How's our XP? Yeah, we did 70 mil in how long? An hour-ish? Ish, rather? Maybe slightly more than an hour. Something like that. The biggest thing preventing me from just activating them all at the same time is actually my mana. I have such a small mana pool. Huh? Yeah. Were you here when I hit my T6, T7 Arcane Visage Helm earlier. Did you see that? And then I corrupted it and immediately hit ruined. It's pretty sad. Yeah, I hit ruined. Just like last time I had a good T67. Remember when I had the belt and then I corrupted 2 of them? And we destroyed both of them? Same idea. Pretty painful. Yeah, I'll show that in a sec. It's quite sad, as you can imagine. Does it count as a boss drop? A boss drop? I'm pretty sure it does. It's part of the boss's loot table, and I think it's just multiplying the boss loot table. So it should count. I'd be surprised if it didn't. If I want an Uber killer with 5 Legends mana, yeah, Mana Flay's pretty good, but I think Mana Flay is pretty idle dependent, which is also a pain. But at least you can prophecy them. Isn't Vise? Yeah, Vise is after Uber though. Plus, it depends on the build. Not every build would prefer Vise. Ravenous is actually DR. Vise is Stagger. And Ravenous also gives HP. I guess Vise does as well. Yeah, where did I put this? Yeah, this is what we bricked earlier. We hit the T7, T6 on a good base. With, like, kind of usable suffixes. I think this should go into ass, though. This is where it belongs. We put it in ass. Yeah, this hurt. This was quite painful. Yeah. This is the garbage that we're using right now. At least it has Fizzres. You're out of corrupt runes? I can't even use that excuse. I have over 400 of them. Which this should also tell you how many omens I've done. And we still haven't dropped a useful omen idol. Pretty funny. Alright, dudes. I think it is bedtime for me. Did not sleep very well last night, so I need to get some rest. Oh wow. It's just me and one other dude's streaming. That's funny. Alright, I'm gonna do a raid on this one other dude streaming last Epoch. Let's do it. Raid. I mean, we're like hella off season. But alright, dudes. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you had a good time. As always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Probably tomorrow, but yeah. Peace. Take care. Cheers.